my door. With everything done and my final goodbye said and done, I can finally put this behind me. I try to think of what else I have to say to Monica and the others once tomorrow's news comes to light. But before I could ponder any further, I saw a familiar red-bowed girl running towards me. Sayori? What brings you here?
Well, my mind was being a big meanie, so I wanted to see for myself. See how much fun you were having with the others. Your happiness is what matters most to me. But does it hurt so much?
Oh, God, really? That's when you get the typo? Take a deep breath, Sayori.
No! I'm supposed to feel happy for you, but every time I see you with everyone else, I feel my heart tearing itself apart. Maybe Monica was right. Maybe it would be easier if I just vanished.
Don't say that, Sayori. Monica doesn't understand your feelings. I hardly understand your depression. But spending this last week with you, that's something that's made me happy. Seeing you smile when I said I'd join the club gave me all the happiness I could ever ask for. I wouldn't trade it for the world. You are my world, Sayori.
No! Why are you doing this?
I put a hand on her shoulder.
You don't have to worry about me anymore. I'm so weak. I thought it wasn't worth your time anymore. I did this to myself. I don't blame you if you want to spend time with the others at the festival. I want to die. And
That's enough. I pull her in for one last hug. To my dearest friend, I want you to believe deep in your heart that your life is worth living. You'll never be forgotten. You either live or you learn. Just go forth in your life. Always continue to move forward. I can't promise to be here for the rest of your life, but I will love you for the rest of mine. Thank you, Sayori.
is this okay?
It is, Sayori. It always will be.
Thank you. I wish we could stay like this.
Me too. But time keeps moving. You know, tomorrow is a big day. Sayori, let's go. I look into her eyes once again. Is it time for us to part ways? Thank you, Sayori. Thank you for being my friend. For showing me the literature club. I won't forget this. Thank you. No matter what happens, I will never forget you. You will always be my guiding light in the dark. I watch one final time as Sayori sighs deeply and closes her eyes. Fighting a terrible battle within herself, fighting who she is, trying so hard to reach out, to ask for help, to admit she needs help and to take it. Yet swatting her own hand away, telling herself she doesn't deserve help, that she could never deserve it. The impossible battle. After an eternity, one side finally wins, and Sayori opens her eyes again, her mouth asking me the question I already know she'll ask as the buried side of her reaches out one last time. She steps up to me, and I pull her in as she pulls me in, both of us understanding what her final desperate wish is as we kiss for the last time. To be loved, to be cherished, to be remembered. Eventually we both break off the kiss and Sayori turns and walks back into her house for the final time as I return to my own. There may be nothing I can do for her, but I can keep her memory alive. I feel all the weight and guilt and past grudges and regrets to solve. I've never felt so whole, content. Farewell, Sayori. It's the day of the festival. Judgment Day. I didn't bother taking the festival stuff with me. I don't think I was ever meant to attend the festival. I sigh deeply and begin my walk over to Sayori's house. I stand outside her door and prepare myself. I know what's on the other side. It feels so natural to do this. I've seen this scene a number of times. Yet I feel like I shouldn't. But I have to. I don't have any other choice. I gently open the door. But I will not go gently into that darkness. The tolling of a bell plays in my head. I'm here. This is what Sayori has always been led up to do. And yet, I don't feel weak. I don't feel a dark presence looming over me like a rain cloud. I walk up to her. I'm not going to leave you. Not like this. I untied the noose and her neck. Neck untied. Her body falls limply onto my arms. I carry her to her bed and lay her down. I put my hand over her eyes and shut them, finally putting her to rest. It's over. There will be another time to grieve. For now, I have to move forward. I pick up my phone and dial 911. 911, what's your emergency? I need help. My friend just committed suicide. Help will be on the way momentarily. The operator keeps me on the line as I try to relax and explain the situation. After the call is over, I dial another number and call Monica.
Hallie, where are you?
There's been an emergency. Sayori, she's gone. She hung herself. Hanged. It's actually hanged whenever people die by news.
Oh my god.
She hangs up. I wrap my hand around Sayori's, feeling the last remnants of her warmth leave her. After a few moments, I stand up and glance around the room, seeing something on her desk. It's a note. I pick it up and read it.
Farewell. Don't worry about me. Just keep going. Never forget me. And live a life filled with happiness.
I feel my eyes swelling up with tears once again. It would be welling up, actually. I told myself I wouldn't cry. No, it's okay for me to feel this way. I let it out. I let out as much as I can. I can handle this. Eventually, I let it all go. I look back at Sayori. I shouldn't stay here any longer. This is really it. I swallow past the lump in my throat and head downstairs. It isn't long before the police and the other girls arrive. I explain everything to them. The girls and I sit in the living room while the police do their thing.
I'm so sorry, Hallie. I don't know what to say.
It's all right. We're all at a loss for words right now.
Yes. Can we hold a moment of silence?
Of course. We all go quiet. Seeing everyone like this is heartwarming in a way. All of us here for one person who's no longer with us. I look over at Monica. Her face is red. Tears roll down her cheeks onto the floor. I've never seen Monica feel this way before. Monica, are you crying? Is she crying? Look at her face and tell me if she's crying, MC.
I don't blame her. Why wouldn't she cry? Why did it have to be this way? It's not fair. It's alright. You all have just never seen me like this before. This is my fault. Why didn't I see the sign sooner? I should have come to see Sayori in person. I could have helped her get through this. I was right to be worried Friday and...
It's alright, Monica. While we can't go back in time to undo our sins, we can't wallow in regret. The most we can do now is we can keep her memory alive.
How? How do we do that?
Well, we can start with some stories about her. Surely you have some funny stories about her, right?
Yeah, you're right. She had a way of making me laugh, even if her jokes were really bad. This one time she told me she hated stairs. She then followed up by saying, because they were always up to something. I don't know why, but I just kept laughing my ass off. I think it was the way she said it. What about you all? Well, I remember she tried a lot of new things. I think I was showing her how I wrote my poems back before we started to share them. She asked me, how come all your poems are so gloomy? Smile a little. She said, a poem that shines can be just as beautiful. Besides, Monica, Sayori's one of the few friends I've ever had. A fond memory is a good one. I remember one time when we first started the club, I had to task Sayori with delivering the club's paperwork to the office. After a week, I looked on the list of school clubs and I see that I was president of the book club. I remember arguing with Sayori the difference between literature and books, but she found a way to make me laugh at the absurdity of the situation. I ran down to the office and corrected the mistake. I still laugh about it sometimes to this day.
Always count on Sayori.
What about you? You've known her for years. Surely you have a lot of stories about her.
Well, I do. Deciding which one to tell is a good question. How about how we met?
This might be interesting. Yes, please do tell.
Well, the details are kind of fuzzy, but what I do know is that when I was about 4 or 5, I had recently moved. Being a kid, moving homes was a bit hard. Everything around me was unfamiliar. One day, my mom took me to the park to go play, and then I met her. She accidentally threw a ball in my face. I subsequently landed on my ass. But after some apologizing and a little bit of crying, we played for hours. After a while, our moms started talking to each other as well as in and it turned out she was my next-door neighbor. We walked home together and parted ways. The next day after that, we both came out and played all sorts of games. The rest is history.
For a fuzzy memory, you remember a lot of it.
Maybe it's just the way I tell myself how I remember that day. And that's my story on how we met.
It's adorable. And funny.
Yeah, it is. The four of us continue to exchange stories about Sayori. Good times and bad times. Funny and gloomy. Bitter and sweet. I tell them stories that even I had forgotten. All little moments lost in the years of growing up into who I am today. Memories that I will never forget. Today was something. Even if it started off tragic, we made of it what we can. So, do we all remember our funeral plans?
Of course. It's just like planning a festival, right?
I'll take care of the planning. Just remember, to wear bright colors. You don't have to dress fancy either. We're not going to mourn her death. The funeral will be a celebration of her life.
We'll do our best. You can count on us. For Sayori.
Then it's settled. Let's all go home. Everyone leaves the living room and off in their own directions. I'm the last to leave her home. It feels bittersweet to put this chapter to a close. After what feels like an eternity, I finally close Sayori's front door and head back home. And thus, today marks the day this nightmare comes to a close. Today is different. It's been a whole week since that fateful day. I can't believe I'm standing here. This past week has been so strange. It seems that the world around me changed after that day. I've gotten letters and messages and even money from strangers, all giving me their sympathy about Sayori's passing. Generous gifts nonetheless. I'm the first one here. The others said they'd be here soon. I take a seat and look at her gravestone. Those past memories, they're just dreams. It's over. It's time to move on. I see the others finally begin showing up.
Hello. We're here. Hope we didn't keep you waiting.
You're awfully nice today, aren't you?
It's so good to see you. You seem to be doing quite well, and only after a week.
The doctors really help. I feel a lot better. I feel like a different person. I'm not my old self, nor am I the person I imagined I would be. I'm just the person I need to be.
That's good to hear. You've really taken a stoic approach to this whole situation.
Oh, come on now. I could never prepare myself for this situation. It's by luck and the help of my friends that I was able to get this far. So, we got everything?
I made some cupcakes for the occasion. I got the drinks. And the others will be showing up shortly. Hey, Yuri, why don't you and Natsuki get things ready? Yeah, of course. Although this is an unorthodox funeral, we'll get the drinks and snacks ready. We'll be done in no time.
The two left to do their respective tasks.
Can I ask you something?
Go ahead.
How are you so calm? You seem to be taking this better than anyone else your age.
Truth is, I've had a hell of an experience with these strange nightmares. I've had a series of them where Sayori dies. I blamed you for being the cause of it. And in my very last dream, I ended up killing you. When I finally came to, it was Sunday, the day before the festival, and I knew I had to visit Sayori, to tell Sayori one last time that she was loved, and that she will never be forgotten.
But wait, you mean to tell me that your dreams predicted the future?
I don't blame you if you don't believe me.
That's a borderline. I don't even know the word to...
Out of this world? Insane? The list goes on. It's something no human could ever explain, sadly.
Dreams are strange indeed, but not without meaning.
You're right, and it's up to me to decide what they mean. That is what life is anyway. After all, life and experience together create wisdom. I'm reading too deep into this. Let's see how the others are doing. No one's really showing up. I guess I'll move things along.
Are you nervous? Need a little pep talk?
About public speech? I don't need it, Miss Debate Team Leader. I've just never been to one of those sorts of things before. This is all new to me. In the movies and books, they say days like these are supposed to be sad and gloomy. But while we were all grieving, I haven't felt more empowered in my life. It wouldn't matter to me if you three showed up or the entire school showed up. What matters is that her memory is being kept alive. As long as we do that, she will never truly die.
I see. Well, it looks like we have.
There was a loud crash followed by an angry Natsuki.
Yuri, you idiot! I told you, be careful. Look what you did. I can't serve these anymore.
Most of Natsuki's baked goods were now lying in the grass. Ants made no haste crawling on them.
It was an accident, Natsuki. I swear. Swear my ass. You clearly knocked them down. Well, maybe it wouldn't have happened if you went with what I suggested. I warned you that if you put them too close to the edge, they would fall. Well, they wouldn't have fallen if your fat ass didn't bump into the table. None of this would have happened. My posterior has nothing to do with this. You should have heeded my advice. This is your fault. You're the one who knocked it down. I'm not going to admit anything when it was your negligence that caused this. If anything, this is your fault. I bet you wanted to knock down my cupcakes on purpose. You're just jealous that no one came here for your drinks. That's not... Natsuki. You two are... Stay out of this, Monica. Perhaps it is a good thing your cupcakes got knocked down if no one came here for my drinks. Oh, yeah? It would mean we're even. Well, why don't you just go? That's enough. Both of you. You two are causing a scene. So what? No one's even here. What's the point? We're at a funeral, not the club room. That's what. So you were siding with Yuri, aren't you, Monica? I bet you're wanting to promote Yuri to be the new vice president. That's not my concern right now, Natsuki. I understand you're frustrated that Yuri may or may not have knocked down all your hard work, but you shouldn't lash out on your classmates. May have? We both know she did it. Natsuki, please calm down. We can't resolve any of this if you act like this. Calm down? I am calm. You just need to see that Yuri is the one at fault here. I am not, and you know it. You just don't want to take the blame. And Monica over here just wants to take Yuri's side because they're all buddy-buddy. I knew you were full of yourself, Monica, but I never knew you were also a nepotist. That's the biggest word I've heard you use all week. Excuse me? Yuri, this is why you can't...
All right, that's enough, you two. That was enough like ages ago.